From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, November the 3rd, 2020. We opened with the deadly terror attack last night in Vienna, Austria, that took place near a synagogue, though it does not seem, at this time at least, that the synagogue was a target. The shootings left 4 people dead and 24 injured, 7 of them critically. One attacker was shot dead by police, a 20-year-old Austrian North Macedonian, who Austria's Interior Minister Karl Nehammer said had been radicalized and sympathized with the Islamic State terror group and had been previously convicted of trying to travel to Syria. It appears at this time that the shooter acted alone, but an investigation is ongoing. Initial reports noted that the shootings took place on the street of the city's main synagogue, but again, it remains unclear if that was a factor. President of the Jewish community in Vienna, Oscar Deutsch, said today, though, that all Jewish schools, synagogues, and Jewish community institutions, and also all kosher supermarkets and restaurants, will remain closed out of caution, adding that as of now, we can't confirm or rule out that the synagogue was the target. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu shared his outrage and support to Austria over the attacks during a press conference with visiting Romanian Prime Minister Ludovic Orban today in Jerusalem.
Months ago, I spoke to our colleague Sebastian Kurz in Austria. I told him that the people of Israel stand with Austria, as I know the people of Romania do, and so many others, against the savagery of Islamist terrorism. We are cooperating in every way with our intelligence and in every other way that we can.
Netanyahu and Orban, by the way, signed protocols between their governments on avoiding double taxation to help enhance trade and investments between the two countries. The Republic of Malawi will open an embassy in Jerusalem, making it the first African nation to open a diplomatic mission in the capital. Israel's Foreign Minister Gabi Ashkenazi and his counterpart visiting from Malawi, Foreign Minister Eisenhower Makaka, held a joint press conference this evening in Jerusalem, where Ashkenazi welcomed the announcement.
That we just had, the minister gave me a message from Malawi President Chekawa. The Malawi president, as I said, has decided to open an embassy in Israel and establish it in Jerusalem. I want to congratulate Malawi on this historic decision. I look forward to your embassy opening soon, and I'm sure that that more African leaders will follow this decision.
Kaka noted the special bonds between the two countries and the recent signing of the Abraham Accords.
We did also congratulate you on the historic peace agreements between Israel and the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, known as the Abraham Accords, which is integral in the peaceful transformation in the Middle East. And we are both agreed that these developments are timely in creating a conducive environment for further agreements in the Middle East, and will also have beneficial effect on Israel's relations with countries in Africa.
Back in September, the president of Malawi, Lazarus Chakwera, said new reforms in the country would also include a review, he said, of our diplomatic presence, including our resolve to have new diplomatic missions in Lagos, Nigeria, and Jerusalem, Israel. Malawi at present does not have an embassy in Israel at all. Vandalism to report to you about at 2 Jewish cemeteries in Europe, one in Hungary and one in Moldova. The Jewish community of Moldova said that at least 5 headstones were destroyed at a cemetery in the capital of Chisinau on Saturday. Swastikas and other hateful images were found on other gravestones as well. And the umbrella group of Hungarian Jewish communities said 3 tombstones were smashed and desecrated in Kicil, south of Budapest. Investigations in both are ongoing. Well, weeks after voting to rehire a principal who had been fired for comments he made about the Holocaust, that decision rescinded after a vote yesterday. The Palm Beach County School Board had voted to fire high school principal William Latson last year after he wrote to a parent, "I can't say the Holocaust is a factual historical event because I am not in a position to do so as a school district employee." Latson sued after the board's decision, and when a judge ruled that he should not have been fired, the board then voted earlier this month in a vote of 4-3 to rehire him instead of dealing with a legal battle. Latson also apologized. Well, after public outcry, the board reconsidered and this time unanimously voted to fire Latson again. Jewish organizations welcomed the decision. The American Jewish Committee thanked the board, tweeting, "This vote sends a clear and unmistakable message that neutrality on whether the Holocaust happened is not an option for our nation's educators." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, November the 3rd at 7 o'clock, Shalem College Senior Vice President Daniel Gordis discusses the significance of the Balfour Declaration. At 8, National Director of the Contemporary Jewish Life Department of the American Jewish Committee, Stephen Boehm, describes the history of the Balfour Declaration. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with filmmaker, journalist, and historian Emmanuel Aronson Rund on L'chaim. At 10, President of the Shalom Hartman Institute of North America, Yehuda Kurtzer, discusses the evolution of the idea of a Jewish homeland. And coming up next, it's the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, November the 3rd, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.